Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and please share. Also, please make sure your notification bell is on so you are notified every single time I drop a new video. All right, you guys, today's video, we are going to get into the world of polygamy. We are going to take a deep and closer look at the lifestyle of polygamous Kevin Wesley. Kevin Wesley is a content creator and YouTuber that speaks a lot about this lifestyle. He has had a lot of controversy surrounding him and his family lately. But we want to take a look at the interviews that he has done regarding this lifestyle of polygamy. We're going to listen to what his wives think as well as his children and how it has affected their life, if any. We are also going to take a look at the laws and religion pertaining to this particular lifestyle. So you guys, make sure that you comment down below and tell me what you think, because you know I'm definitely going to throw in my 2 cents. Let's go.
My name is Kevin Wesley. This is my beautiful wife, Jamie. This is my beautiful wife, Lacey. We call ourselves the Rise family. Rise and shine, beautiful souls.
As far as how long have you been living in a poly lifestyle? How did it come about? Was it always something you wanted? Was it something that just generated?
Me and I got married super duper young.
We had children early.
We were together for about 14 years, and then we separated about 5 years ago. And during that time, I was dating and things like that.
In itself.
So I was married. I've been married to Jamie now for in all a little bit over 20 years. But when we were married around 14 to 15 years, we separated. My heart wasn't in it. I had a lack of understanding of what marriage should be. I thought it was about the emotional feeling of love, and when I felt I didn't have that, I left her.
I was talking about what his situation. Kevin, you came up and said I lied, and you never pointed out the lie.
I did, Amora.
Can you please?
The first lie was I left my family.
And when I felt I didn't have that, I left her.
How did you come to have 2 wives, and did you always believe in polygamy?
No, I recently studied polygamy, or say about 4 or 5 years ago when I was beginning to practice that. So I got married, first of all, when I was very, very young.
Okay.
Probably like 19 or 20 we got married.
Okay.
We stayed together for about 15 years, separated from there. And I was single for about maybe 4 or 5 years now.
And when I felt I didn't have that, I left her.
Not once. This has been known. This is why I'm able to date women, because I'm not cheating on Jamie. We lived in 2 different houses, Jamie and I. So Jamie and I only moved back with Jamie when I was on bed rest, and Jamie was going to take care of me during the year I was down. And at the time, it was supposed to be a like maybe 6 weeks of bed rest, but it ended up turning into a year. So after the bed rest, I'm back up and moving around. This is why I'm dating women, because I've been laying down for 6.
So if you guys follow Kevin Wesley, you are familiar that he does quote Bible scriptures and uses the Bible as references to some lessons that he gives in a lot of his lives and videos, although he does not practice religion himself. But I believe that he does this because the majority of his audience is Christian based. So if we are going to go by the dynamics of the Bible strictly says that God prohibits adultery in marriage. So technically you were not single when you separated from Jamie. You were still bounded to her by marriage. Therefore, you are living your life as a single man and engaging in adultery acts. And let me say this from what he just said. He said that during the course of those 5 years, he did return home to Jamie because he had to go on bed rest. And of course, Jamie stepped in as his wife and took care of him, only for him to regain his strength and go right back out there in the streets and continue his affairs with other women. Let me run that back in case you missed it.
Not once. This has been known. This is why I'm able to date women, because I'm not cheating on Jamie. We lived in 2 different houses, Jamie and I. So Jamie and I only moved back with Jamie when I was on bed rest, and Jamie was going to take care of me during the year I was down. And at the time, it was supposed to be a like maybe 6 weeks of bed rest, but it ended up turning into a year. So after the bed rest, I'm back up and moving around. This is why I'm dating women, because I've been laying down for 6.
My wife, of course, we had 3 children together, and I felt like there's no person better to do that type of union with, other than with someone who I've already had children with. That'd be crazy to go out here.
Oh, so one of your wives is your original wife. The wife
Yes.
you, okay.
You know, I did still take care of the home, her and my family.
So you
but
left.
I left.
How was that? Most men will not leave. They'll wait till the woman is fed up and leave.
Right.
You opted out. How did you opt out? You just one day said, "Hey, you did like a woman and packed all your bags." Just she came home to an empty house, or how'd you do it?
All right. So basically, man. So we got married when I was 19, 20. Okay. We got married by her mother, who was a pastor at our church. She was a minister at our church, and she married us in front of our first apartment. Right. Around 2 years in, I have a meeting with our pastor, and I'm telling him I'm not happy. I thought marriage was more than this. We had a child very early, and so we got married because we wanted to do the right thing. Okay, she was a very good woman. She treated me right, and so I was like, if you treat me right, I want to marry you. And it wasn't really marriage based on love. You understand? So here I am thinking, okay, I don't feel this passion. It's hard because I'm young.
Wait,
we got a child.
You said it wasn't based on love. Was it based on looks?
Responsibility.
Responsibility.
Well, of course, she was absolutely beautiful to me. We were together, right? But when we had a child, you got to be responsible. Yeah. So would we have gotten married at 19 years old if we didn't have a child? No.
Okay, as you guys just heard, Kevin just said that he married Jamie out of responsibility of doing the right thing, that there was no love connection, there was no love involved. Even after 15 years of marriage and 3 children later, he is still questioning the fact that there was no passion and that there was no love. And this is after 15 years. So my thoughts are, what made her a good candidate for the poly situation? Was it because that he is able to be with Jamie and maybe tolerate her a little bit more as long as he's able to have Lacey there with him? See, he can continue to have the family dynamic with his 3 children in the home and actually be connected in love with Lacey. And these are not my words. These are his words. He's saying there was no love there. So when during the course of that 5-year separation, did love develop? That didn't develop within those 15 years.
Would have gotten married later in life. You know what I mean? So when we had this child, I wanted to be there and have my child in the home with me, raise my child. So I asked her to marry me. Right. So that was the right thing to do. It's the wrong thing to do to leave over emotion. But I probably brought her to that point maybe 3 times, having meetings with our pastor, telling him I wanted to leave. And he would always encourage me, you stay in a marriage. It's not about how you feel. It's about the covenant and the commitment. So I would make it last, But at year 15, I went to Jamie and I sat down with her and I just told her, look, I got to go. I'm just not happy. And she said, I understand. If she was tired of me, sitting her down and having that same conversation every 2 or 3 years. And so finally she just said, I'm not even going to argue this time. And if you go, I guess you go. And I told her I would make sure that she was taken care of. She always stayed home and let me, go out and be a man and work and take care of everything. So I wasn't going to leave and her not have the finances that she needed. So I made sure all the bills were taken care of while she did what she needed to do to get set up for that.
She didn't fight. She didn't put up no fight.
I mean, she definitely cried, but she wasn't gonna do all the begging this time. She wasn't gonna please don't leave me and stuff. She'd done that before. No, this time I guess she'd been hurt too many times and brought to that point too many times, which, I understand. I knew I was wrong. I knew that, she already given me 3 children, and here I am saying I'm gonna leave you because I'm not in the emotion of love.
Here is a photo of Jamie and Lacey. To me, I feel like you should see beauty, but if you go to the comments, you will find people who don't see beauty. They actually see something else. See, look here, this is crazy. This is someone commenting on here to say he really loves her more than the first wife. Someone actually sent a comment yesterday to Jamie saying, listen, Jamie, you are beautiful, but he does not love you. Why don't you just leave?
I get judgment mostly on social media because I'm looked at as the person who couldn't let go, even though we were separated for many, many years.
Sometimes people forget that you're a human and they just feel like they can say whatever they want. I understand, we put our life out there.
People often question my love for Jamie just because Lacey is now in my life. But my love for Jamie is absolutely unique. It's unshakable. It's irreplaceable. This is a woman who has been with me, been in my life for more than half of it. She has seen me at my lowest. She has celebrated me at my highest. She has advised me. She has challenged me. And she has stood by me through every storm and every triumph. There's no way I could ever compare my love for Jamie to anything else, because there's no comparison. Look, there is no way this woman could ever lose value in my eyes.
I have to ask, did Kevin develop this love that he is proclaiming for Jamie within the last couple of years that he has been in this poly relationship? Or is it something that was already there, but he just discovered that he loved her? I mean, I'm just saying, per his words, after 15 years of marriage, he still not have found the love with her. And that's why he had to leave for 5 years to seek companionship with other women. Just asking.
No new chapter could erase the foundation that we have built. No expansion could ever take away from what we already had. Because polygamy isn't about replacing. It's about legacy. Nothing more, nothing less.
I've known this man through and through. I've seen his heart before anyone else knew to look for it. I know the way he thinks, the way he moves, the weight he carries on his shoulders. That kind of knowing, that kind of love doesn't just disappear. So when people ask me, why didn't you just start over? Why didn't you find someone else, build something new, instead of stepping back into a relationship where polygamy was now on the table? Because polygamy isn't about sharing, it's about building, it's about legacy. Starting over would have meant taking a chance on a man I didn't know, a man I didn't trust the way I trust Kevin. Maybe he'd have kids, maybe he wouldn't, maybe he'd want kids, but I didn't. Maybe he wouldn't understand my children, wouldn't respect the family I already built. But why go searching for something uncertain when I already had something that was built, that was real?
Everything that Jamie says sounds like, to me, it was fear. Fear of getting back out into the world and starting over, which is something that is very common that people do when they split out of relationships every single day. The words that she was just speaking about building and all that in a poly relationship, those sound like Kevin words, not hers. Sound like something she's repeating. She's talking about building. This is a man that left you with 3 children, all because he said he wasn't happy and there was no love there. So he had to go out into the world and find companionship, and brought you back another woman in a poly relationship, which is the only way he could have accepted you. My question to Jamie would be, do you think Kevin would have reconciled with you even if he didn't pick up the poly lifestyle?
This was never about Jamie staying or leaving. This was about Jamie choosing a path that made sense. A path where she could continue to nurture, continue to lead, continue to build. Build something greater. Greater than herself. Greater than me. She didn't choose polygamy out of lack. She chose it out of vision.
People think I lost something, but I didn't lose. I gained. I gained a bigger family. I gained purpose. I gained a new journey with a man I trust, with a man I know will be disciplined to complete the goal. Because this is about more than just love. This is about legacy. And I choose this because I saw the vision.
Y'all, is it me, Or does Jamie sound like she's reading from a script? Because that is not convincing.
So when you guys ask, Jamie, why would you stay? Why would you stay with a person who went and added another woman? I want you guys to change that question. Don't ask why would you stay. Jamie and I had already separated 5 years prior to me meeting Lacey. Jamie believed in polygamy and legacy so much, she chose to go back into a relationship with me to create this family. And she did it because she trusts me. And she did it because she saw my vision.
No, actually, Kevin, my question would be to Jamie is, do you think that Kevin would have reconciled with you without the poly relationship? Do you think he would have came back?
Saw the value and she saw her purpose in it. What's understood does not need explanation.
Then why do you keep coming on YouTube explaining it then?
And I do it because I love this man. I couldn't see myself doing this with anyone else. I trust him with my life. He has not led me wrong yet. And for that, I will continue to stand by him.
I love you, baby.
I love you.
Lacey and I met online.
I knew exactly who he was and was actually a fan of his work.
Rise and shine, beautiful souls.
And we just kind of been like glue ever since. I have not previously had a poly relationship.
Breakfast will be done in a minute. We'll let you know when it's done.
No problem.
I wasn't sure if I could come in behind another woman, but Kevin was separated, so I got to meet him as an individual, not as a pair. I got to fall in love with him on my own.
All right, I want you guys to comment down below and tell me what you think. It is my opinion that Lacey is putting a lot of sugar and trying to justify her behavior and her decisions. She stated that she had never had any previous poly experience or been in a poly relationship or marriage. And allegedly, I don't think that she was in a monogamous marriage before either. I believe that she just really wanted to be with Kevin, being that she said she was already a fan of his work and a fan of him, which leads me to believe she was already attracted to him. So it did not take much convincing for her to entertain him. Whether he was in a union or not, I think that she was willing to be with him. And I think she was willing to be with him by any means necessary. So when he introduced this poly to her, or if they had a mutual discussion, she was all for it. No exceptions. So I don't think it took much convincing for Lacey to do this. I just think she just wanted to be with Kevin, and then I just think she fell in love with him. So I think she would have followed him no matter what type of relationship he wanted.
Ready to eat?
So we started this poly union as 3 individuals, and me not having biological children, I was just like, yes, those are the type of children I wanted.
Simple. I mean, yeah, I love him. So of course, like, I wasn't gonna be poly for somebody I didn't want. Like, that would be crazy. Like, I'm not that ambitious to be like, oh, he fine, I'm just gonna play the role. No, boo-boo. He definitely needed to be somebody that I love, somebody that makes my heart flutter, somebody that make me go, you know what? What's your name? How you doing? Yes.
Point proven.
Yes. I had to want him. I had to want him. Please. Child, listen. I tell him all the time when he be like, you gonna go with me? I was like, baby, I will follow you anywhere.
Yeah, girl, we know you will follow him wherever he go.
What? Where you going? He always so polite. I ask you where you want to go. You ain't gotta ask me nothing, baby. All you gotta do is say you want me to go with you. I'm gonna start looking for my clothes ASAP. I want to go wherever you going.
What I thought that his hand touched my beard, but it was this thing there. That's what I'm used to.
To make those rainbows in my mind when I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time.
Then how did you, when you started studying polygamy and you decided this is the road you want to go down, was she immediately with it, or did you have to kind of convince her or show her the pros and cons of this new lifestyle change?
She was saying that if she ever were to get married again, she could see herself being poly, because she couldn't see herself giving herself solely to a one union again, you know.
So immediately she was on board with it.
Well, with me, yeah, but she was saying that she was open to the concept moving forward, period. When I went through the thing where the women were lying on me online, I got very discouraged. I didn't want to date anymore, but they were.
Oh, now everybody lying on you, Kevin. Everybody's lying, and you're the only one that's telling the truth. Just like your brother, you and your brother are the only ones that tell the truth. Okay.
Was one of the women I was dating. She was very understanding. She showed me maturity, and I knew then that she would be somebody who I practiced polygamy with. And then my wife, or my ex-wife, she called me, she encouraged me, and it just dawned on me, what am I doing? Why am I trying to build with somebody else other than someone who I know I can trust? And my wife Jamie and I, we've never had an issue. I actually left her. I know that's irresponsible, because it's someone who you asked to marry.
And you know what? I'm glad that he does realize that that was a very irresponsible act. But I do find it a little irresponsible that he keeps stressing that he left her. I mean, you see how many times he said it, right? He sounds like his brother.
You're now essentially going to leave them, and they've given you their life, so to speak, you know.
So you left?
I left.
And came back?
And came back, yeah.
With another wife?
Okay, thank you for the
well,
because I was confused.
You came back with another wife?
We all met before.
And she said, everybody come
before.
on in to eat dinner's ready on the table.
Well, so they officially met. I asked Jamie on the phone if she would consider doing poly with me, because she did say that she would be open to it. And she was excited to do that. And so I allowed, hooked it up so her and Lacey could officially meet each other. They met each other. They sent me a photo with them together. You know how girls take pictures, just, you know. I was blushing to get that photo, of course, and we planned a couple of dates and stuff like that to get more familiar with each other and all, and before you know it, we were one happy family.
But there's separate bedrooms.
Yes, each one of us have our own bedrooms, absolutely.
Is there a schedule?
Yeah, I'm like, hell, is there a schedule?
There is a schedule.
See, now tell me about the schedule. So it's like Monday and Tuesday I'm over here, Wednesday and Thursday I'm over here?
Yeah, my schedule is hectic. Monday and Tuesday I spend with Jamie. Wednesday and Thursday I spend with Lacey. Friday and Saturday are my own days, but those nights I sleep with each one of them. Sunday.
I'm sorry, rewind. The Friday and Saturday night you sleep with each one of them?
Well, say like on Saturday night I'll sleep with Jamie. Friday night I'll sleep with Jamie, and then on Saturday night I'll sleep with Lacey.
On Sundays what?
I have to get up at like 4 or 5 in the morning and transition.
No, ain't no way. Listen, I don't mind sharing things, but honey, that's one thing I am not sharing. No way are you going to get out of my bed in the middle of the night to go in another woman's room to do her? Like, what? Huh?
Okay, this seems like a lot.
It's hard on me. I know you
already
guys
have
are
a
thinking
work schedule for
I'm
work.
winning here, but
now
no,
you have a marriage schedule,
right? Mm-hmm.
And the women, do they ever feel like they're competing with each other, or like fighting for your time, or you fighting for your emotion or love?
No, and that's why I make sure not to break schedule. I don't want that happening.
I don't want to share. I just don't. I want you with me every night. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at your Instagram, and I saw one wife. To me, it looked like one wife in particular stood out.
Now, you know how long people have been saying this to Kevin? Because it's so obvious. And this lady right here, she's not even familiar with anything, and she automatically could look at his social media and tell. Now, I want you guys to look at these family photos, and I want you to comment down below and tell me, how many pictures do you see of Lacey versus Jamie?
And I was like, well, maybe it's because they just had a baby. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, no, I'm not taking, I don't want to be second. So how do they not feel that way? How do they not?
Are they both first, or is one the head wife and then there's the second wife? Or
there's no first or seconds. We are one.
Okay.
With two or more joined together, I am there also. So you're not three people anymore. You are one. You are one union now. So there is no first or second wife.
Her her quote unquote husband, only he's not really her husband because he's already married. So Miss Afia is a whole side chick, a whole concubine in these streets.
Kings marry queens. They play with concubines. They sleep with concubines. And you need to understand the way you're operating. Are you operating like a queen that a man can see that he's going to build with you? Or are you operating like a concubine who's just sitting around and saying, I need to be rescued?
In this same live stream, she reveals that she was the first poly wife, okay? Even though, and I've heard her say that before, and I didn't know what she was talking about. I said, why do she say that she's the wife? Because in her mind, right, she introduced the poly marriage, the poly relationship to Jamie. Okay, so that's why she puts herself as the first wife. She's the first poly wife. She claims that she's the first poly wife. If you listen to the video, she says that I'm the first poly wife. Like, I introduced the lifestyle to Kevin, which in turn introduced it to Jamie.
Are you legally married to him? Is she legally married to him? My sister wife is legally married to him. I have a contract with him.
So even though him and Jamie have been married over 20-some years legally, she feels that she is the first poly wife. She says they were separated for 5 years. When I met him and I was dating him, they were separated for 5 years. So she puts herself in a position as his first wife.
You women can't tell the difference because you're so in your emotions and not in the reality of the situation that you think that because you disapprove of my presence that you get to bring your animosity towards me, and you cannot. I represent being a part of my union. I don't represent the other woman. I don't represent a concubine.
Anonymous name to a concubine is a prostitute or a whore.
Did you know that there's a big difference between wives and concubines? And I'm going to get a little deeper, so bear with me. We all know that a concubine is nothing more than a woman that wants to be your wife, but she can't be your wife, but she does all the wifely shit.
You are less than the wife. You are lower level than the wife. And a synonymous name to a concubine is a prostitute.
Bye, Tierra.
Lacey, you remember when this message came through while you were on live? It hurt, didn't it? They're still talking about you like this.
If he's a mechanic, he's going to show you how to change a tire. He's going to show you how to check your own oil. He's going to show you what the indicators on your dashboard mean. Okay? And that's cool because that's his expertise. But if she comes to you, if she comes to you,
Jamie, because she a real one,
and ask you for information, how do you do this? How do you do that? And then I just lost my train of thought, y'all. I was trying to hang on to it, but it's a wrap. Like,
and let's talk about Lacey. Yeah, I don't know nothing, right? Let's talk about it.
I just need a second. If y'all have any questions, you're more than welcome. I need to, I don't know. I'm a little flustered, so bear with me.
One wants a divorce for whatever reason. Would you look to replace, like, are you stuck into the poly lifestyle now where you're like, okay, Lacey, we're going to try to find someone else if Jamie wants it. Like, not saying, again, I'm not wishing nothing on that, but I'm saying if one wanted to get out of it, would you be looking to replace over time someone to come back in there?
I think so, yeah. But that would definitely be based on how quickly whichever wife would stay would be wanting to move, because, of course, she would have taken a loss, too, with us being left. So it's not just about that person. Man, we invest so much into this relationship that if one person left, we'd all be devastated. I've turned each one of them, including my children, into a stream of income. Now she leaves, that's going to hurt the whole unit because you banked on that income being there for the future.
Yes.
Right. So both parties will probably be hurt that this person left.
State are you in?
I'm in Georgia.
Georgia. Are you legally married?
No, you cannot do that. They'll find the crap out of you.
So y'all just jumped over the broom. And
so what we do is I did a personal contract with Lacey, and Jamie and I already had been married since I was 19.
Okay. So legally is, you said personal contract with Jamie?
No, with Lacey.
With Lacey. Legally, is she entitled to anything if you messed up and she wants a divorce? Or not even a divorce. Is she entitled to anything as spousal support? For common law marriage, I don't know, man. I'm confused.
Absolutely.
But she's entitled to something to get back on her feet.
Absolutely.
Through the government, they would look at her as in yes.
Absolutely. And I'd encourage all couples out there to look into what is called a cohabitation agreement.
All right, you guys, let's get into this cohabitation. It is when two people in a physical relationship live together without marriage. Many couples seek cohabitation as a trial period before marriage. It can also form a long-term arrangement for those who don't want to go through the legal process of getting married. Couples who cohabitate may share household duties and expenses, but typically do not have the same legal rights and protections as married couples. All right, you guys, in the state of Georgia, while some couples see cohabitation as a legal, less complicated way to enjoy their relationship, many implications come into play should the relationship end. Often not having the legal backup that marriage offers can count against you. All right, marriages may entitle a spouse to alimony or other forms of support in a divorce. In contrast, cohabitating partners have no financial obligations to each other unless a contract is in place. A dependent partner can thus find themselves in a dire financial situation after a breakup. In Georgia, marriage provides an important advantage to spouses, the legal right to inherit with or without a will. Cohabitating couples, however, can only inherit if specified in a will or trust. This means if one cohabitant dies, their property passes to whoever they named in their will. If they don't have a will, property and assets go to the family members according to state laws. In Georgia, marriage provides an important advantage to spouses, the legal right to inherit with or without a will. Cohabitating couples, however, can only inherit if specified in a will or trust. This means if one cohabitant dies, their property passes to whoever they named in their will. If they don't have a will, property and assets go to family members according to state laws. As a surviving partner, you will have no claim to the estate unless your partner has explicitly stated so.
So my children has adapted to this dynamic very quickly.
They adapted faster than I did.
So how did you feel when you first found out about Lacey coming into your life?
I was nervous. I didn't really social interaction, you know. But I've gotten used to her over the months.
When I found out about Lacey, I was fine with it.
Having someone new around the house, a little uncomfortable, but nothing stood out. I had this friend come over, and like he didn't really like understand. So I was trying to tell him that there's my mom, and then my dad, and then there's Lacey. I don't know if he got it, but there are a lot of positives and negatives about having a third parental figure. But it wasn't really an issue for us. We were all very independent before, and we're very independent now.
Would you see yourself in a polygamous relationship at some point in your life?
I probably wouldn't. Because I prefer monogamy.
For me, I would rather just have like one person to myself, basically.
So my final thoughts on this is polygamy is not for everybody. Some people prefer 2-3 wives. Some prefer just one. Me, preferably, I prefer a monogamous relationship because it allows me to be number one, main, and priority in my spouse's or significant other's life. I cannot share a man. That's, I don't know. To me, that's unhealthy and it's not the most cleanliest thing you can do. And again, that's just my opinion, but to each his own. As for Kevin, Jamie, and Lacey, my thoughts on Jamie is a beautiful woman, but I really do think that she did settle. I really do think Jamie had a great fear of starting over, and because she had 3 kids. And as a woman, I can definitely understand. I understand if you get married young, you kind of want to stick to your spouse, but 5 years separated and you know that he's out there, you know, cohabitating and having marital affairs with people, because that's exactly what it was, and then coming back home to you, I just could not do that. And then to bring another woman home and say, hey, listen, I want to invite her into our union, because that's exactly what Lacey is. She's an invite into the union that was already formed prior to her, that had a long history. The covenant was broken. The bond was broken between Kevin and Jamie by Kevin. Kevin reunited that bond by bringing another person in. And hey, if that's what works for them, that's what worked for them. But just be realistic about the situation. You know, don't create a narrative so far off that you confuse the masses and then you try to preach it upon other people. Be realistic about it. That's all I would say. But anyway, to each his own. And, you know, I wish them the best in their future endeavors. Anyway, I thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys on the next video.